Hey, this is Mike Madden, the Mental Block Doc. Are you ready to kick your butts for good? Let's continue with the same theme as our last video. Why do you do a smoking habit that you don't want to engage in anymore? Well, strong urges, strong cravings. So basically, if you didn't have your smoking cravings, you wouldn't give in. It's the urges that drives your behavior, regardless of the when, where, how, or why they surface. Your urges encompass all of your thoughts and feelings and physical sensations that makes you feel compelled to smoke. So I want you to take a moment and think about your urges and how they get you to do your smoking habit. What do the urges of your smoking habit feel like to you? Do you hear an inner voice that encourages you to do your smoking habit? If so, what does that voice sound like? What's it telling you? Does the voice use logical reasons to get you to give in? I want you to list as many of those reasons as you can. What does the voice of the urge promise you? What payoff or reward does it say you'll get if you just give in and have a smoke? What physical symptoms does your smoking urges create? When you do your smoking and the urges arise, how often do they happen? Are there any patterns to when your urges surface? Here is what your smoking urges promise, okay? It says, go ahead, have a smoke. You're going to get relief from stress. It's going to be a distraction from boredom. It's going to give you a break from sadness. But the actual payoff is the opposite. Instead of pleasure and emotional stability, you're left with shame, pain, guilt, regret, even more problems and difficult emotions in the long run. In other words, the urge promises you a way to cope in life and experience true pleasure and relief, but it doesn't deliver. The intense wanting of the pleasure of doing your smoking habit or the false desire that some sort of emotional benefit is only present temporarily while the urge is working. After you give into it, you realize it's not worth it. So I want you to get out your notebooks. We're going to do an exercise. Prior to giving into your urge of your smoking habit, what do your urges promises you that your smoking habit will actually do for you? Now, after you give into your smoking habit, what is the actual payoff? In the long run, does your smoking habit provide what the urges promised? Even if engaging in smoking brings some sort of temporary distraction from your problems or emotions, that doesn't mean that your smoking habit gives you a way to cope or to experience true pleasure. See, the whole point of this here is to recognize that without the urges making you feel so compelled to smoke, you would never choose to smoke as a way to cope or for pleasure. So there's a disconnect between pre-smoking promises and post-smoking reality. So how would you like to change your response to the craving? I'm going to cover this in the next video. So for more information, please click the link below in the description. Let's make this the year that you kick your butts for good.